Logan, 4 years ago I am standing here watching as she packs her stuff. I have tried to talk to her, wanted to make her tell me what is going on in her head. I have tried to find out why my mate, my daughter's mom, wants to leave me. I have been everything I possibly can be for her while she carried our daughter. I show her my love and my trust. I had her help with the pack as my Luna. I thought we were good. Mia, sweetheart, please talk to me. What happened? I try to take her into my arms, but she steps away. Don't, I am done. I am tired of this. She says, not even looking at me. Tired about what? Mia, please. I beg her. Everything. She sneers. I hate this life, I hate being here. I hate being a mom. I wasn't ready for that. You know we can't control what happens when you go to heat, Mia. We will manage. I will help you. Like I have been all the time. You're not alone. She is ours. I don't want her, she screams at me. And I look at her. Mia, please don't do this. We can figure it out together, I tell her. No, you can keep her. I don't want her. I just want to travel and enjoy my life. Not think about a mate or a fucking baby. We can still travel, sweetheart. She doesn't answer. Grab her bags and turn to me. No, I don't want to be a mother. I don't want her or you. I gasped, already feeling my heart being ripped. I, Mia Andrews, reject you, Alpha Logan, and my daughter Rosalie. I denounce my role as Luna for the Blood Moon Pack. My heart is being ripped apart. Feeling her rejection, she also denounces the pack. Goodbye, Logan. She left. She left and didn't think twice about it. She left, ripping half of my heart. Titan was whining in my head, wanting his mate. I was on the floor, fighting not to fall apart. A loud cry rips through me, and I realize it is coming from the nursery. I get up and walk into the nursery, and there in her cradle my little sweet beautiful baby girl is crying. I know without a doubt that she must have felt the family bond break when Mia rejected her as her daughter. I lift her up and hold her close to my chest. I know what I need to do, not only for my sake but for my daughter, who I now have to raise on my own. I can still feel the bit that is left of our bond after she rejected me, and I need to erase that if I am going to find out how to deal and move on. So I feel for the rest of our bond and find the mind link. I, Nathan King, accept the rejection and denounce of my mate and Luna, and as the mother of my daughter, I with this ban her from the Blood Moon Pack. I feel the last piece of my bond with Mia disappears. I will devote myself to my little girl. Raise her to be a strong and kind person. I will fight to be everything she can possibly need in her life. I will do anything to keep her safe and happy. My pack must have felt what happened, but I cannot deal with that today. Today it's about me and my little Rose. I am Logan King. I am 19 and have been the alpha of my pack, Blood Moon Pack. The strongest pack there is in North America since I was 17. Not only are we the strongest pack, but I am also the youngest alpha and the strongest one seen in several decades. Only a few know why or how, but my most trusted ones do. I am a descendant of the last Lycan king, who lived in our world 500 years ago. No one had known that his daughter had given birth to a boy after she had been mated to a wolf. But instead of doing what every Lycan that had found a wolf to be their mate, rejecting their mate, she fell in love with the wolf, and 4 months later, she secretly gave birth to a son. They told everyone that the boy had not survived. Everyone had thought it had been for the best, but they didn't know that because they feared her father would kill the child, they had given him to be fostered by a wolf couple, an alpha, and a Luna that could not get their own children. When the son had grown into an adult, he found his mate among the wolves. And that is how it went on, and the form my ancestors shifted into became wolves instead of Lycans, but wolves that were much bigger and stronger than other wolves. When I turned 16 and didn't get my wolf, my parents were worried, but the day I turned 17, Titan came to me and I finally met my wolf. Everyone had been shocked by his size and the incredible strength and power that came from Titan. A few months after I had gotten Titan, our pack was attacked by Rouges, and even though we won, I lost my parents. Despite only being 17, I was chosen to be the alpha. And from that day, I have done everything to keep my pack safe. And over the years, other packs and alphas have come to fear me and stay away from any fight against me. Olivia, present time, harder, Olivia. I know you can be better than this. My brother Matt, with the demanding tone of a teacher. Trying to satisfy him, I kick the bag harder and faster and do a series of mixed-up kicks and hits. Looking behind me, I see him nod approvingly. Much better. Come sit down. And I walk over and sit down next to my classmates that it's Friday, and every Friday he tests us. Sometimes like this where we show strength on the boxing bag. Other times we fight him or each other. My brother is an awesome teacher, but he is also trained by our dad just like I am. Our dad is one of the best warriors in the pack, and for him it doesn't matter if you are a boy or a girl. Saying we live in a dangerous world, he thinks that every wolf should be able to fight, at the least, to protect themselves. So since I was a kid, I had been trained solely by my dad until I was old enough to join the first training program. Many say that dad is the best warrior, but when the old head warrior passed away, Alpha chose a close friend of his instead. Dad had said nothing and just went on with his life as usual, taking care of Matt and me after our mom died from wolfsbane. How she was poisoned no one knew. Being Friday, our Alpha Colton, came by to see how training goes. I had started to become very uncomfortable whenever Alpha was around. Because of everything, I would find him following me around with his eyes. And when I caught him doing it, he would wink at me. Some pack members say that Alpha has started going insane after his mate and Luna was killed doing a rouge attack. They say he has become unpredictable and has ordered many women to his bedroom, where some of them didn't leave from there alive. Everyone thinks he should retire and let his son Carter take over, but he refuses and says his son isn't ready. Carter was okay, not someone I had ever had a whole lot of contact with, but he seemed fair and friendly with everyone in the pack. He was 22 years old and had yet to find his mate. That I sat here, lost in my own thoughts, and a big shadow suddenly covered me. Looking up, I saw Alpha Colton looking down at me before sitting down next to me. "You are a very skilled fighter, Olivia," he said as he looked me over, his eyes checking out my curves. "Thank you, Alpha," I answered, trying to hide, but it was hard since I was wearing shorts and a sports bra. "And very beautiful. You look just like your mother." His eyes checked me out again, making me want to crawl out of my own skin and hide. Before I can answer, my brother comes over and respectfully greets our Alpha before he tells me to go home for today. I jump up, grateful for being told to leave, and hurry out after saying my goodbyes. Entering our little house, I go straight to my room and strip out of my training clothes before I enter my bathroom to take a shower. After the shower, I get dressed in ice-colored jeans and a tube top. I don't usually use a lot of makeup, but I add a little mascara and lip gloss. Tonight is the 18th birthday of Wine from my class, so there will be a party tonight where everyone will wait and see the girl shift for the first time and if she finds her mate within the pack. Finding your mate is a huge deal. Your mate is your soulmate, the last piece of yourself. We can sense our wolves when we turn 16, but our wolves are not able to shift or recognize their mate before we turn 18. It does happen that a guy will sense his mate even though she is not 18. But most times that this happens, the guy waits without saying anything. It also happens that mates reject each other. For the one doing the rejection, it means he or she won't get a chance of a second chance mate, which happens mostly if someone loses their mate. But not everyone gets a second chance. We also don't communicate with our wolf fully before turning 18, so we don't talk all the time. Our communication is by emotions, which can be a little distracting if you get a sassy wolf. By dinner time, I went downstairs and had dinner with my dad and brother. But unusual go how we always talk and have fun. It was quiet and tense. I didn't ask why, assuming Dad must have had a stressful day. "Olivia." "Yes, Dad." I looked up at him. "Tomorrow I want you to pack a bag. We are going to visit your grandparents at the Blood Moon Pack. And we leave Sunday, so make sure to pack anything important you wouldn't want to leave behind, as we will be gone for a while," he tells me, making me look at him. "Why? Is something wrong?" I ask. "Your grandparents are getting old and they miss you too. So we agreed we would go there for a while. It has all been agreed to by our Alpha to go visit some family, and also the Alpha of the Blood Moon Pack," he explains. "Okay, Dad. I will pack tomorrow," I answer, and he smiles. When we are done eating, I help with cleaning up and then hug Dad before I go to be at the party. Matt is joining me because maybe She-Wolf could possibly be his mate, and he is becoming anxious about finding her soon. After being at the party for an hour, we saw the girl find her mate among one of the newly shifted guys. And it is amazing to see how their souls pull them together in a warm embrace full of love. I want that when I turn 18 in a month, to find my true mate whom I will share my life with. Again, I was so lost in thoughts that I didn't see the person approaching me before sitting next to me. And I am a little shocked to see Carter, the Alpha's son, sit down next to me. "Hello, Olivia." He greets me. Hello, Alpha Carter, I answered respectfully. I am not the Alpha, so just Carter. He says, smiling, and I smile back. I hear you and your family are going to visit some family from another pack. Yes, we are, I confirm. That is great. He says, still smiling, and after a little while, he stands up and mingles with the many teens here. After another few hours, Matt finds me and we agree to go home. As we were leaving and on our way, we heard someone call our names, and someone came running toward us. Turning around, we are shocked to see it is Carter. Matt, Olivia. He greets us before continuing. I wanted to talk with you, he says and looks at us. What can we do for you, Alpha? Matt says, taking charge. Please, Matt, don't call me Alpha, and I want to help you, he says, and we look at him, me unsure about what he wants to help us with. When you go visit the other pack, don't come back, especially you, Olivia. Stay there where you can be safe, he says. What do? I begin, but Matt cuts in. It is all under control, Carter, Matt says, looking at Carter, that looks back at him and nods. Good, no, I am sorry and trying to end it. I wish you all safe travels. With those words, he left. Matt had refused to say anything about what Carter had said, and what he had answered him, and just said I would understand soon. Dad had been asleep when we got home, so we went straight to bed. When I wake up, the house is quiet, and I look at the time and see it is already 9 in the morning. This makes me wonder because usually Dad would have had us out running like we do every morning. Before going downstairs, I get out of bed and find my sweatpants and hoodie. Halfway down the stairs, I hear Dad and Matt talk. She knows something is up, Dad. What do you mean? Carter came to us on our way home and told us not to come back and stay at Blood Moon, where she would be safe. I don't think he meant any harm though, but just wanted to help. Carter is a good boy. He never liked the way his dad acted enter his mother's death. Yes, but now Liv is suspicious. I don't think she actually knows what is going on with Alpha, but it's clear she has been feeling uncomfortable. Matt says, I will talk to her when we have left here and are safely in Blood Moon. There is no answer to Dad's words, and after that and they begin to talk about other stuff. I know something is going on, and this something has something to do with me. After a little I move again and enter the kitchen, seeing both of them sitting by the table where breakfast is served. Morning, Muffin. Did you sleep well? My dad asks. Yes, we not going running? I ask him and he shakes his head. I thought a day off was okay, so we have time to pack so we can leave in the morning. Okay, Dad. I say without showing he is hiding something. After breakfast, I go back to my room, find my biggest travel bag and pack almost all my clothes in it. And in my smaller bag, I pack my personal stuff and a few items I have from my mom. I have a feeling that I will not be coming back here, so I want to be sure I have all the most important things packed. After I am done, I walk downstairs again to find Dad. I find him in the kitchen talking on his phone, so I sit down and wait for him to finish. That's great, thank you. We will see you all tomorrow, probably in the late afternoon, Dad says before hanging up. That was your grandma. She can't wait to see you and Matt. Did you finish packing? He asks. Yes, all packed and ready, I confirm. Great. Then rest here at home today so you won't be too tired to travel. He tells me and I nod my head. I know that in those words was a hidden message. Don't go outside today. Okay, Dad. I was so bored being here at home, so I wore my AirPods and turned on my music app, and before I knew it I was singing along. Dad didn't leave the house either and Matt was also home. Logani was sitting in my office when someone knocked on my door. I told whomever it was to come in. The door opened and my beta Luca came inside the office. I talked with the Jones, they talked with their son-in-law, and he will try to get them here by tomorrow. He informed me. Okay, get a house ready. See, if not, there is one close by the Jones family. I tell him. Will do. I also informed the warriors doing patrols for the next few days, just to be on the safe side. Thank you, that's a good idea. This is why he is my beta, he always thinks ahead, and I don't have to tell or remind him of things. And also he is my best friend that we do a little small talking and talk about what to expect. A few days ago, I had a visit from Nina and Michael Jones, two highly respected members of my pack. They told me about how their son-in-law had contacted them, asking for help. He told them that his pack Alpha was showing an unhealthy interest in his underage daughter, which worried him a lot, especially when his Alpha called him to the office. offering him the role of being the pack head warrior if he would willingly give him his daughter to make his mate. The alpha had lost his mate years ago, and now he had set his eyes on this young girl. Not only was she not 18, and she was a month away from her birthday. Not only is the alpha in his 40s, but that is in no way acceptable to try to force someone to become their mate. So I had told them they were all welcome here without thinking much about it. For some reason, my wolf was restless with this news. But his being restless is not something new. I don't let him out as often as I should, because I know he frightens most of my pack members. So I usually only let him out when I know most pack members are sleeping. While Luca and I were talking, the door opened again, and before I knew it, I had my little Rose jumping up to sit on my lap. She is 3 years old now and turning 4 in 10 days. "Hello, Daddy," she says happily. "Hello, my little Rose. Are you ready for dinner?" "Yes, Daddy." We walked to the big dining room where pack members can choose to come and eat. After dinner, I took her up to my floor, and we spent time playing and later watching Beauty and the Beast. She fell asleep before it was done, and after making sure she was sleeping deeply, I left the house to go on a little run, so I would have a good night's sleep myself. Although the day had been so boring, but because I didn't want to worry my dad, I had not left the house all day, and eventually the evening came and I went to sleep. "Muffin, wake up." I opened my eyes, startled, and I saw my dad sitting on my bed, nudging me gently to wake up. "Dad? What time is it?" "2:40, we have to go, Muffin. The car is packed. Get clothes on and come downstairs." He got up and left me to get dressed, and I was confused. Why were we getting up in the middle of the night just to leave now? But I got up and dressed in sweatpants and a hoodie. I wanted to feel comfortable while we traveled. I could feel how Sky was feeling anxious and nervous, and that made me nervous because I had never felt emotions like these from her. Coming downstairs, it did slip my trained eyes that Matt packed some weapons in a bag. And as wolves, we never use actual weapons. We are a weapon ourselves. So it did not ease my frustration and nervousness to see him pack them. "Weapons?" I ask, and he looks up, trying to smile but failing. "To be on the safe side. Dad is in the car. Let's go." He tells me that we walk outside and see Dad in the car but with the lights off. We get in, Matt in the passenger seat, and I sit in the back. Dad slowly drives away from the house, and I get the feeling that I will never see it again. When we reach the border of our territory, 2 patrols step forward, together with another tall figure we first can't see who is. As we get closer, I see it is Carter, and Dad rolls his window down a little. "Mr. Moore, good to see you got here undetected." He greets Dad, who nods at his words. "Thank you, Alpha, for everything," Dad says. "I am not Alpha yet, so it's just Carter. I wish you safe travels and a future." "Thank you, Carter. You're a good man." They shake hands, then Dad starts driving again, and soon we are out of the territory, and Dad turned on the lights on the car when we hit the main road. 4 hours after we left the territory, Dad held into a gas station at tank gas. When he was done and had come back inside the car, he turned to look at me. "Muffin, I am going to ask you to do something very difficult, and it will make you feel weak for a while until we get to the Blood Moon pack," Dad says and looks at me. "Do what, Dad?" I ask him. "We have to denounce our place as a pack member of the Dark Forest pack, but it will just be until we get to Blood Moon pack. Then their Alpha will invite us into his pack." "But why? You don't have to do that just to visit another pack." I say I know something is up and I want to know. "We have to leave Dark Forest. Alpha is not in his right mind. And he is interested in you," Dad tells me, and I feel disgusting. "But he is so old. How can he think I would want to do that?" I ask. "He doesn't care about that, Liv," Matt says, using my nickname. "Your mother's parents talked to their Alpha and he has offered us a place there. He is a young Alpha but very, very strong. We will be safe there and you will be safe there," Dad says. "Okay. We will talk more when we are there, okay?" Dad asks, and I nod my head. And then we all denounce our place as a pack member of the Dark Forest. First Dad did it, then Matt, and then it was my turn. I, Olivia Moore, daughter of Klaus and Nora Moore, denounce my place as a pack member of the Dark Forest pack and choose to become a Rouge. It hurt so badly to feel the pack link break and the feeling of belonging somewhere disappeared. I gasped in pain for just a second. "I know it hurts, Muffin, but it's for the best." Dad soothes me and I nod my head. After it was over, Dad started driving again, and then the sounds of a phone rang. Matt looked at Dad's phone. It's Alpha Colton, he tells Dad. And he let it ring out, but then his own phone started ringing, and when it was left unanswered, mine announced an incoming call from a number I didn't know. Don't answer. Save your pictures and anything else important to the sky. Then turn off your phone and throw it out the window so that they can't trace us. Dad says, and we do as he has told us. But doesn't he know where we are going? I ask as I throw my phone out the window. Not entirely. I told him we were visiting some of your mother's family. And he knows she has 2 sisters that both moved to other packs when they found their mates. So it could be anywhere that we go to. Dad tells me. And I knowed he realized that there must have been so much planning put into this. And I knew it was not an overreaction. I had noticed how Alpha Colton always seemed to put his eyes on me, and it always made me feel so uncomfortable. After another 3 hours of driving and 1 bathroom break, we left the main roads and came into an area with the most amazing forest I had ever seen. And on the horizon far back I could see big mountains shoot up in a waterfall, I think. None of us said anything for a long time, and I just looked out of the window, rolling it down and taking in the fresh air. I gasped when I saw something huge move fast between the trees, and a scent of pine wood and caramel hit my nose, but before I could properly see it, it was gone. After a bit of time, Dad stopped the car in the middle of nowhere, and just as I was about to ask why we stopped, 4 big men stepped out onto the road. 2 of them were clearly warriors, but the last 2 were even bigger, one being bigger than the other. The 2 warriors stayed where they were, but the smallest one of the 2 others began walking towards our car. Dad looked at us, told us to stay in the car, and then got out. They shook hands when he met the man in front of our car. They talked a little, and Dad walked with him to meet the other man. I tried to get a good look at him, but it was like he avoided looking our way. And soon Dad returned to the car and smiled as he got in. That was the beta and the alpha himself. We were out for a run when he sensed us. We will follow the beta while the alpha returns to the pack and waits for us. He says. He is one big wolf, isn't he? Matt says. He is, and I have never felt a power like the one coming from him, so be respectful. Dad answers and starts the car to follow the big gray wolf that the beta shifted into. Oh, and fuck did I had so much pent-up restless energy today, so when the morning training session was over I decided to go for a run, inform my pack and patrols, and then ran. I had been running for a while when Titan began to slow down and become aware of our surroundings. Someone is here. His powerful voice tells me in my head. It is probably the family we are waiting for to arrive. I remind him, and he takes a turn towards the roads, and I mind-link Luca, telling him I think they have arrived. When we get closer, I catch the faint smell of something really delicious, and the scent is getting closer. I see the car driving towards the pack nearly by the road, and the scent gets stronger. I can now say exactly that it's the scent of strawberries and white chocolate, the 2 things I enjoyed to ear more than anything. I can see 3 people in the car, and I freeze when I realize the scent got stronger because a window had gotten rolled down slightly, and the most beautiful girl I have ever seen is looking out. Fuck. Titan, get us out of here. I say to Titan, and he reluctantly speeds up and runs ahead of the car. That girl, she is our mate. I hear Titan tell me, and I curse. She can't be. She is not 18. And I will not be an asshole and come claiming her like their old alpha. I tell him. I am telling you she is our mate. I could even feel her wolf. And sometimes we can sense our mate even if the other is not of age. He argues. Fuck, just what I need and definitely not what this girl needs. But if Titan is right, this girl is my second chance. We can't tell her, Titan. We cannot scare her like that. She is turning 18 in a month or so. We will have to wait, you hear me? There was no way I was going to be an asshole and scare her by claiming her now. Titan, I mean it. I say when he doesn't answer. Okay. But we need to keep her safe. He reluctantly agrees with me. Of course, and we will. I mind-link Luca again, asking him to come to meet him and welcome them. Longer up the road, I know that the father, who is a warrior, must have sensed us because he stopped the car and then he just waited. I already like that man. What he is doing is a clear signal of respect and shows us they do not want any trouble. That we step out on the road together with 2 warriors, and a man steps out of the car. I try to keep my attention on the man, but it is hard when I can smell her being so close. I watch Luca go and greet him before they both come back to me. Alpha, thank you for letting us come here. The man says as he bows his head. I could feel that here before. I am a very strong and proud wolf. Mr. Moore, welcome to the Blood Moon Pack. I am happy I can help. I tell him. It means more than I can explain. And please call me Klaus. He says. Very well, is it your children in the car? I ask. Yes, Alpha, it is my son Matt and my daughter Olivia. I have to stop myself from not starting to smile all love-struck like when I hear her name. We have a house ready, but before going there, I would like you all to come to my office so that we can make you all pack members. It is safer to get it over with so no one mistake you for being a rouge. I tell him, without saying it is the first step to make sure Olivia is safe. Yes, Alpha, as you wish. He says and bows his head again. Luca will show you there. I will run ahead and wait. I tell them, and with that, I go back to the forest and shifts to run home. Although we drove behind the beta in his wolf form, and before we knew it, we stopped in front of a huge house that could only be the pack house. The beta went to some trees and bushes next to the house and came back dressed in a pair of sweatpants, motioning for us to get out of the car. That we all got out, and I noticed the scent I had smelled got stronger. If it always smells like this here, I won't mind being here because it smells amazing. Hello, welcome to the Blood Moon Pack. My name is Luca, and I am the beta here. The beta tells Matt and me as he already had talked with Dad. Hello, beta. We both greet him respectfully. Just call me Luca, he said. We both nodded. It is nice to meet you, I said, and he smiled. As you probably can figure out, this is the pack house. The pack house has 3 floors. The ground floor and first floor are open to any pack member, and the top floor is only accessible when given permission from the Alpha. The ground floor has a kitchen, dining room, ballroom, Alpha's office, and several rooms for various activities for the pack's kids and young ones. The next floor is bedrooms, all with their own bathrooms. Pack members, especially the teens, like to come to stay here. And it is also where quests visiting for official reasons stay. Beta Luca tells us as we enter the house. When we enter, we can hear how busy the house is. And as we looked around, I was drawn to a room where the sound of someone singing caught my attention. Looking into the room, I see a bunch of teens my age having fun with the different games and karaoke machine that is in there. I feel Matt, my dad, and the beta come up behind me. This looks great, Matt says. Yes, and it keeps them from going into the human town too much. We also have a hangout with a cafe, gyms and so on. A sound came from behind us, and without turning around, it was like my entire body knew that the Alpha was standing right behind us. Alpha, I was giving a quick tour. We were on our way to your office, Beta Luca said, smiling. Turning around, my eyes fell on the most handsome man I had ever seen. He has dark brown hair and is muscular with an 8-pack, which I can see because he is still not wearing a shirt. But it is his hypnotizing forest green eyes that I can't move my eyes away from. I realized I was staring at an Alpha right in his eyes and gasped as I hurried to bow my head. Alpha, I am sorry, I whispered. A burst of deep laughter reached my ears, making me shiver deliciously. You do not have to apologize. I am not so formal. Now let us all go into my office, he says and smiles.